Hello everyone, this is your boy bringing you all a video. This is actually a new series that I'm coming up with. This is called the Antique Phone Series, volume one number 4 or 5. I got several antique phones, and this one I'm about to show you guys is one of the oldest phones that been created by one of the oldest companies in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing to you all the Blackberry Storm. As you can see, this phone is the first phone that was invented by Blackberry. It's the first clickable screen, and when it first came out, um, a lot of people didn't know exactly what they were getting when they bought the phone because the phone only had minimum advertisement. But um, this phone is currently under the cellular service of Verizon, but the phone is no longer in service because I have been 4 or 5 phones past this since then. And this phone is without doubt one of the greatest phones I've ever had in my possession. But this phone only had one downfall to it. When this phone first came out, um, as you can see, it was one of the first accessible screens on the phone. And as you can see, that flashing light on the far left of your screen or the right, depending on where you're viewing your phone from. This phone here, I mean, it is a great classic. But like I said before, this phone had a downfall. Like I said, it was a clickable screen, as you can hear. See, it's a clickable screen, but this phone still, it's pretty much still up to date, but it's out of date because this phone came out in 2008. Um, Verizon Verizon had this phone at one point, and they also had the BlackBerry Storm 2, which was supposed to be the capitalization of this phone. But the thing about it though is when they came up with the BlackBerry Storm 2, it had the clickable screen, but the screen had less click because from what I've had and from what I've read on YouTube back in the day, they said if you put a small piece of paper inside the phone where the battery is, it should give you better clickable sound. And that's what currently still in this phone at the time, the old paper that I put in this phone many years ago. And it's quite old. Like I said before, it's an old phone. And this is a 3.2 inches. See, 3 going this way and 2 going this way. So it's a 3.2 inch screen. It's not a really big screen compared to the phone of today. Even though 4.7 is way much bigger than this screen on this phone. And as you can see, there's your phone button, that's your menu button, and that's your out button, and this is your hang up button there. And on the side of the screen, there's your volume rockers. This is your camera button. Like I said, that's the indicator light right there. And then on the top part of the phone, there was your lock button there. And right here is also the unlock button. And on this side, there's your off and on button there, and there is your USB port cable where it actually goes. And on the back side of the phone, as you can see, there is your camera, which is a 3.2 megapixel with flash. There is your logo, your BlackBerry logo, and right here at the bottom is your speaker, because this is also one of the first phones that had to have a speaker put into it, and it has a magnet. It's a magnet inside the speaker, and we all know that magnet is the main function for a speaker for the sound. It had a magnet on the inside, and inside of this case that comes off is all your battery. It's on top of the screen, on top of the back of the battery, along with your SD card and the other card that they use to activate the phone. That was in this one. And then right here is your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack right there. This phone, like I said before, is one of the oldest phones ever invented by Blackberry. But Blackberry has gone back many, many years. We talking about the late 80s, early 90s. Blackberry had, it wasn't actually no cell phone at the time. It was more like a they were making more car phones than anything. And later on down the years, they started coming up with cellular phones, well, actually cellular phones in the sense. But then it chopped down to cell phones, which was like like 1996, 7. You started seeing BlackBerry started making better cell phones as the time gap. But the thing about it though, as you can see, this screen is actually a color screen. And back in the day, BlackBerry phones wasn't colored at all. The screen was nowhere near colored. It was more like a chalky, a grayish chalky screen, and on it with the black lines, black lettering, black numbers, such and such. Phones back in them days also wasn't really email type, but they were more like phones in the sense of speaking. So email was out back in the day, but it wasn't in phones back then. It was more like text messaging. So you had text messaging on BlackBerry phones, but it was no emails. They were cellular phone with emails. So now over the years have changed. You started seeing email, texts, beeper, and all that put in one phone. That was back in the early 2000s when you started seeing phones with vibrators, and the phone vibrate when it rings or calls, or when you're getting an email, or when you're getting some type of text from anybody you know what I'm saying? All that was going on way back in the day when cell phones would start to make their evolve. They were more like being more evolved back in that time. So over the years, it started evolving, and so BlackBerry was the first one to come up with the clickable screen, and Verizon at the time had a whole bunch of BlackBerry phones. Android wasn't even out then. Android debuted in 2008. Everybody know that the first BlackBerry phone was the G, the BlackBerry, not that BlackBerry G. I'm sorry. It was more like the it wasn't Samsung. Oh, HTC G. We call it HTC G. HTC was the first company to start using Android, and then along the line started seeing Samsung and other companies started drawing themselves more to Android. And so now Android is all over the country for different phones. But now Samsung is the #1 Android phone in the world because they have outbeat the competition. BlackBerry got rid of their old technology, and they went to Android for the past 2 or 3 years, and now Android has taken over the Samsung phone. Samsung now owns Android. Nokia, about 5 or 6 years ago, dropped their old tech and went to Android. And so far, Nokia is out of existence. So BlackBerry is gone. But BlackBerry is still around, but they're not here in America anymore. So they're probably the only phone that you're probably going to see online on video that's a BlackBerry phone. And this one here, like I said, this is one of the greatest phones that ever invented. Like I said, it had the clickable screen and everything. It was something new. So you started seeing phones with better technology. So let's put it this way. I would say BlackBerry was probably the first phone to invent something new. And when they invented something new, Samsung jumped on board. And they started creating different ways of operating their cell phone. So when they got better and better with their tech, you started seeing other phones kind of vacate the premises. Everybody in this world now only have either Samsung phone or they have a iPhone. the number only two top competitions of cell phones in the country now. It's iPhone and Samsung because they dominating the world now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you still got ATC, you still got Blackberry, you still got Nokia, and you even got Sony. And I think and there's one more other phone company that I haven't mentioned. What is OB1 or some shit like that. Those are your top. Those are your top five phone companies that no longer here in America alone. So BlackBerry has dominated for a long time up until the early 2000s, well the late 2000s, where Samsung kind of bumped out the competition, and now they're number one cell phone company in the world for technology, phones, and other things that they go right along with it. But anyway, this BlackBerry phone, like I said, one of the greatest phones ever invented. Like I said, it has the clickable screen, and the phone has a naked chick on it, but I you can't even see it because the screen is so bright, so you really can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But it's bright, and if I flip it this way, and there's your accelerometer. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, all this it kind of lags a little bit because this is a 3G phone. So that's one of the other reasons why I say 4G, and now the 5G is coming in the next year, 2021. 5G will be the new megahertz phone that's going to be out there with more speeds and all the other technology going on that's going to go along with the 5G. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is. I mean, I really when I had this phone, I really enjoyed it because it was something new at the time, and I was one of those guys that like technology. And this is a good phone. I mean, it has all the with it. It has let me start from the beginning. It has your email, your SMS and MMS messages, contacts, calendar, the browser, the phone, the media, music, maps, clock, camera, video camera, calculator, help, search, save the messages, instant messaging, application center. That's where each application that you download, it'll be right there in that app. Applications, downloads, games, setup, sounds, normal, manage connections, options, lock, power off if you want to cut off and on, backup assistance, VCast apps, pictures, videos, files, setup wizards, my Verizon, and voice dialing. This phone is without a doubt one of the greatest phones ever invented by BlackBerry. Like I said, BlackBerry came up with the BlackBerry Storm 2, and it didn't do as well as this one did, but they tried to make the click screen different because people were having issues with the click screen. Like I said before, when you go on YouTube, it'll tell you how to make the click on the phone a little bit more better. You add a piece of paper, you put it right inside in between the battery and the screen itself, and it'll give you better clickable sound. And no, see, you can still hear it talking, so it's still active, not active as it should be. So let me get out of that right quick. There we go. And so, like I said, so that's the screen itself. See all the applications and what they call widgets, applications and widgets. This also was the first phone to have widgets, and this phone has quite a bit of widgets. See, it's been a long time since y'all even heard that word, widget. You know what I'm saying? So now, Android now don't even use the word. They don't use widgets anymore. Widgets is long gone. As soon as Android started evolving, widgets have became a non-existent. This is one of many cell phones that I'm going to show you guys. Like I said, this is the Antique Phone Series, Volume 1. There's more volume to come. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm definitely going to experiment with the phone a little bit more because I haven't operated this phone in many years. Cause one thing about this also, this phone had, well, back then this one of my many phones that you can remove the back and you get the battery out. And this is the original battery that came with the phone. The battery, see, this battery is dead. The new battery that I bought many years ago is in this phone. As you can see, it's still flashing there. Um, like I say, you can hear it clicking there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about it, and subscribe to my channel. This is your boy, the Green Talons, coming at you with the Volume 1 series of the Antique Phone series. Holla back.